need to check on my Facebook. Sure it is.
Broadcast is live. Hello, everybody.
2 seconds. Is it going on? Have you got it on? Is it?
It said we were live.
Yeah.
It says everyone can see.
Yeah, we are. We're definitely on.
Yeah, I can see it on my page. Let me.
We're definitely on. Yeah, we're definitely live. It's up and running there.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Rochelle. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks, you.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for agreeing to be interviewed.
No problem. I'm looking forward.
I'll just introduce you for the guys, for everyone who's joining us. We've got Rochelle Gilburn, property investor, property sourcer, and director at Gilburn Investment Group. Have I missed anything out there?
No, I don't think so.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, Rochelle, obviously we know each other through the property network. So would you like to tell everyone a little bit about yourself, about your background, how you got started in property, maybe?
Yeah, so my background is in marketing. So I worked for the same company for quite a while. I did everything from the graphic design, social media, back end of the website, events, all sorts of different things. And I've always enjoyed marketing, and people are like, okay, so where does marketing, how does that lead into property? So I was actually Ellie Mackay, who I interviewed the other day. We've been good friends for a while, and I've got a bit of sort of spare money that I wanted to invest in property and start building my own portfolio, just as an investment, really. And then, the more we talked, every time we got together, we'd be talking about marketing and bouncing ideas off each other. Her obviously talking about marketing in her property business. And the more we talked about it, the more I thought, actually, this sounds like something I could do myself. And I was ready to leave that job and move on to other opportunities. But I felt like, being a mum of two, it was really difficult to find a job where I was progressing and not just either sidestepping or moving downwards. Obviously, having to pick the kids up from school, drop them off in the morning, it was just difficult to get a full-time job, and there's hardly any part-time jobs out there, really. So it seemed like the perfect opportunity to set up my own business. And
there's quite a few transferable skills, I would say, there, though, Rochelle.
Yeah, definitely. So some people might not understand what the business model is that obviously me and yourself do, and Ellie Mackay, but we market to find the properties and we market to find the investors and then put the two together. So yeah, a lot of it is marketing, and then obviously we build power teams around us of builders, solicitors, accountants, all that sort of thing that help sort of structure the business. But yeah, I'm loving the marketing side of it. Obviously, you follow me on LinkedIn. I'm doing quite well over there.
You do awesome on LinkedIn. I like reading your posts on LinkedIn. Your content's brilliant, Rochelle.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy the response I get from people. They all seem really supportive over there, and I enjoy writing the posts, to be honest. That was another aspect of the marketing job that I did, sort of writing blogs and email shots and running the social media pages. So I do enjoy the writing side of things, and it seems to be benefiting me in terms of getting investors and getting lots of opportunities from different people.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day with the marketing, putting yourself out there, and you're looking to help as many people as you can, really, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Brilliant. Got anything going on deal-wise at the minute? Anything happening? Anything?
Yeah, I've got a flip that's just about complete. I've been doing that with Ellie and Mark Mackay, so we're going round to view that on Friday next week. I believe we're going to do a live from there. And then I'm just in the middle of purchasing another flip in my personal name, so I'm looking forward to getting started on that. And then there's lots of other sort of some quite big deals, some smaller deals. I've got a couple of investors on board who are looking for specific criteria for them. So it's interesting. You get some investors who want they just want a few buy-to-let properties. I've got one guy who wants to build up a large portfolio over the next few years. And then there's other people who've already maybe got development companies, they're already in property, but they're just struggling to find the deal. So I'm sourcing properties for those.
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, a lot of people don't have the time. You know, that they haven't got time to go out and do all the legwork that's involved. You know,
Yeah,
which
I
is
think that was
where you come in.
one of the shocks when I got involved. Actually, you sort of don't realise how many people are out there who they want to invest in property, but they just haven't got the time or the knowledge to do it. So obviously that's our target market, really, isn't it? People.
It is, yeah.
People who don't have the urge to, they don't want to do it themselves. They want somebody else to do it. They want the return that property gives them.
Yeah, and they want that bit of guide. They want that bit of guidance as well, don't they? You know, which is what I personally get a lot of satisfaction from that. From especially those that are brand new to property, you know, and that taking that step in, you know, and they put a lot of trust in you, really, don't they, to go out and find them the right opportunities, you know.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's just making sure you understand what their criteria is, what they're looking for. Are they looking at it as a long-term investment to sort of for the retirement, or are they looking for the short term? They just want to build up that cash flow, so maybe they can work less hours at work, or they can go on a couple more holidays.
Yeah, it's different for everybody, you know. But I do think they've got to have the why behind it. You know, a lot of people might tell you it's just about the money to start with, but I think if you dig a little bit deeper, you'll find there's a reason behind why they're getting involved. You know, and why you understand the benefits, obviously, but there's always a reason why they get involved.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was one of the things I noticed during lockdown. So many people contacted me about investing because they'd sort of had this quite nice life during lockdown. The sun was shining, they were in the garden, pottering around, playing with the kids, just having quality family time. And I think it just made people realise actually they don't want to work for another 20, 30 years full time and miss out on the kids growing up and just be busy fools, really. They want to be able to relax a little bit more, and if they've got a bit of spare money behind them that they can invest in property and they can get an extra 300, 600, £1,000 a month on top of the wages, they'll be able to slow down the pace of their life a little bit without having to worry.
Absolutely, I think it's giving people a lot of time to think. As bad as it was, I think it's given a lot of time for people to reevaluate, you know, where they're going in life, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we're live at the minute. You've been doing a couple of lives yourself. How are you finding them?
Yeah. Oh, the first one I was absolutely terrified. I was like, it was just, I don't know. I didn't know what to expect, really. And I've done a few video recordings, and I always have to record them about 10 times before I'm happy with them. You watch them back and you just feel strange. But with the lives, I feel actually a lot more comfortable. You're not bothered if you make a mistake or if you say a few times. It doesn't really matter. You just carry on talking. It's much more like a natural conversation, like what we're doing now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can be a bit nervous beforehand, but I think once you get on it and get into it, you know, you sort of forget you're live and you forget there's a few people watching you, and you just get on with it, you know.
Watching. If you're watching, drop us a comment so that we know. Can you
We've
see any
got
comments on your side?
We've got 10 people on. I'm getting comments on my phone. I've not got them on here, but yeah, there's a few of the guys watching this, so yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Now we've both just completed the September social media challenge with Laura Muse. And I know it was a comfort zone stretch for me. I know I used to LinkedIn. LinkedIn's where we our main platform for what we do, you know. But Facebook was brand new for me. I know it was quite new for you as well. Maybe just being consistent with it and pushing the business out there on Facebook, you know.
Yeah, I've never been like it's strange that I've never been one to post on social media, even like on LinkedIn, Facebook. I've never posted personally. It's always been posting on behalf of a company, and like I might post the odd selfie, or if I'm on a night out, or pictures of the kids. But I've never been one to give people daily updates on what I'm doing. So to do that, it's definitely pushing me out of my comfort zone. Obviously, I've become quite comfortable with LinkedIn, and I feel like I know what they like, what they respond to, what's going to generate the comments, what's going to generate investors to inbox me and that kind of thing. Whereas on Facebook, I've got a lot of friends, family, people who I've met while I've been on holiday, traveling, people I went to uni with, people I've not seen for 20 years, and now since I've been doing the property stuff, there's a lot of people that I've never even met or spoken to, so there's quite a mixed bag of people in there. So I'm like, okay, these people are going to want to hear what I've got to say. But I've had a really good response to it, and my confidence has grown massively over September. I do feel like quite a new person after doing the interview with LA and my lives, and just completely pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And I get I've had a bit of anxiety before doing the lives, and I'm trying now. If something gives me that anxiety, I'm like, just do it. Don't put it off, because the anxiety only then builds up and builds up and builds up. Whereas if you just do it, get it over and done with, and you can move on, you're fine.
Yeah, well, that's your comfort zone right there, isn't it? You know, you're bumping up against that comfort zone, you know, and yeah, you've just got to push through it, haven't you?
Yeah, it's definitely, I think with the social media, it's definitely a habit you just need to form. So sometimes you'll think, oh, I've not got anything to post, but as soon as you like open that box and you start just typing something random and something seems to come to me. And sometimes it might be at 10 o'clock at night, sometimes it's first thing in the morning, but it's just thinking about little things that you do every day that people might be interested in.
Yeah, I think you can overthink it sometimes. I find myself overthinking it sometimes, and it's probably the worst thing you can do, because it just puts a complete block on any creativity you might have, and it can put the brakes on and putting any content out, I think, you know.
I think the funny thing about social media, in particular LinkedIn, sometimes you'll post something and it'll be really, really, like, you've put loads of thought into it, it's really thought provoking, and you get hardly any likes, hardly any comments, and then you'll put something like, my favourite one that I did was when I put that petrol had dropped below £1, and people went crazy. Like, everyone was liking it and had their opinion to share, and you're like, well, I've just posted something really, really interesting a couple of days ago and you weren't bothered about it. Now I'm posting about the price of petrol. You're all jumping on. So yeah, it's just anything that interests you, other people have an opinion about. So it's like I get inspired from everything, from like things that happen on Facebook that people might be arguing about or debating about, news, things that have happened during the day, things my kids have said, just anything really.
Yeah, I think there's inspiration everywhere. I think you've just got to be open up to it and sort of pick it up as you go through your day, you know. I think that's the best way to do it, you know. But yeah, it's definitely a comfort zone stretch. Getting out on social media, you know, you definitely need the mindset for it. I think it's good for your mindset, you know. So yeah, what do you normally do to sort of bolster your mindset and get it in the right place? And
so really, like, mindset has been a massive thing for me over the last couple of years, and one of the first things I remember doing, like, obviously, like, sort of consciously to do with mindset, was listening to The Secret on Audible. It was the first audiobook that I'd ever listened to, and I was a bit like, oh, I don't know if I like audiobooks. I don't think I like the voices that they're speaking in. They might annoy me, but listening to that sort of got me started on the mindset journey, really. So I do like to listen to a good audiobook, and I tend to listen to them 2 or 3 times. I've got a group of about six or seven that I'm just listening to on repeat until I actually take some action from them. I think sometimes it's just so easy to listen to something and then not do anything about it.
Yeah, you can just consume and consume and consume, can't you? And you're not really taking it in. But when you drill down deep on some of them, especially the ones that trigger you, you know, you can get a lot from it, you know.
That's it. There's some that I really resonate with. I loved the chimp paradox. I learned a lot about myself listening to that one. And a lot about, like, my kids and why they behave how they do, and why you get road rage, and why, like, that sort of thing. Why people just flip and see red, and trying to control those behaviours, and putting in systems and processes so that your chimp doesn't take over, basically. So I really enjoyed that one. And then I've just finished listening to Tony Robbins, the Power Within, and again, every little thing that he says is just amazing. It just really makes you self-aware.
Definitely,
So,
yeah. I've been through that one as well. I read the book. I didn't do the audio, but I've read the book, and yeah, it's yeah. He's definitely one for changing the way you think, I would say.
yeah.
And the secret was what got me started as well. And the amount of people that say that, they read that book, and then it flicks a switch in your head sometimes, and it sent
I
me in a
think
totally new direction.
yeah, it's a nice, easy one to start with, and I think all the like I don't, Tony Robbins says like you can't just sit there and think I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm going to be a millionaire, and it just happen. You have to put things in process in place to get to that point. But it's all I love the attracting the positive energy. I'm a big believer in that, and you can tell sometimes when you've been in a room full of negative people, it really drains your energy. And also when like, I think I'm quite a positive person, and when something bad happens, I respond to it in a positive way, because I know that it's out of my control. So I can sit there and I can cry about something, or I can sort of let it really get to me and affect me and ruin my week, ruin my year, ruin my life. But what's the point in that? There's nothing I can do about it. So I just try to deal with it in a positive way.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. I mean, it's about the meaning you give things, isn't it? It's not reacting. It's a good way to look at things. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, good stuff. Yes, we've covered mindset. I think. And what's next for Rochelle? What's next with property for you? Where you heading? Do you know?
Yeah, well, I think I've got some quite big plans. The way I see my business going is I want to have the sourcing company that I don't necessarily want to be the sourcer. I want to have people working for me in on that side of things. And I really enjoy the investor side and the networking, like the social media. So that's the way I want to go. Obviously, I want to build my own portfolio along the way. And I'd like to do some sort of like big projects. Like I quite like the idea of doing a new build, starting from complete scratch and building something that like I'd probably end up falling in love with it and wanting to live in it myself. I love a new build. I love going in there, when they're half finished and the smell and everything's so new and fresh, and
Yeah,
it's like a blank canvas and you can completely make it your own. So yeah, I'd
yeah.
like to do something like that, and even sort of like a commercial to residential. I think you're probably the same. You drive past so many buildings and you're like, oh my God, that would make an amazing block of apartments, or that would make an amazing house.
You're just tuned into them, I think, aren't you?
Yeah,
You're driving down the street and you don't even know you're realizing, and you're looking over and you can spot it a mile away. It's like I think it's your reticular activating system or something. It's tuned into these opportunities, and yeah, I think you're right there. You're right what you're saying there. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
So I'm
Good
looking
stuff.
forward to seeing what the next year brings. Obviously, I started my journey at the beginning of the year, and I just started everything going, and then we went into lockdown. But I don't think, I think in some ways that was a good thing, because it really slowed me down, allowed me to work on the marketing, work on building my network, and just giving it a good go.
Yeah, I think a lot of us took that sort of stance at the beginning of lockdown. I did myself as well. Just so we knew we couldn't do much because the property industry had pretty much come to a standstill.
Yeah,
So I think we pretty much drilled down and got prepped for when things open back up, and look what's happened. Things are flying, So which is I think it's been good for everyone in the property world.
yeah, definitely.
Definitely, yeah. What's been your biggest challenge so far, Rochelle, on your property journey? Before we finish up.
Oh, my biggest challenge. I think it's been my own confidence. It's like getting through those challenges. Like I remember having my first investor call, and I was so nervous, and I thought, I don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't got a clue. Like they're not gonna want to listen to what I've got to say. And then you start talking. Like actually, I do know what I'm talking about. I need to give myself more credit for that. And now I have investor calls all the time, and I'm really confident with them. I don't get the same anxiety as what I did before, because I know they're just people like me looking to invest. And if they want to invest with me, they will. And if they don't. It's not the end of the world. So I think it's just those kind of obstacles, all about confident, believing in yourself, and like obviously
Absolutely.
doing this was an obstacle a few weeks ago, and now I'm like, oh, I could do this again actually.
Yeah. Well, just keep at it. You keep doing it, and it just becomes the norm. What was once uncomfortable, it suddenly becomes the new normal, doesn't it?
There's been so many new norms this year, so it's just keeping that going, just keeping self-development, improving at every aspect.
Absolutely. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Rochelle, I have to
Thank
say.
you.
One more thing before we go. Just for everyone listening, would you like to tell us all what your favourite quote is?
Oh, my favourite quote. I don't know I can't think of my favourite quote ever, but one thing that I feel like I'm saying a lot at the moment, particularly to my kids, is that to every problem there's a solution. So they're constantly like, Maisie, my little girl, she'll the telly will switch itself off and she'll scream, and I'm like, why are you screaming? Have you tried turning it back on? If that doesn't work, have you tried asking me? Like, there's lots of different things you can do before you need to scream. So that's what I'm trying to get across with them. But I think that's something that adults can look at as well. There's lots of things that people flip the lid at when actually it's not a big problem at all. You just need to think about what the solution is.
Absolutely. Solution oriented. I like it. I love it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Awesome. Well, thanks very much, Rochelle. And if anyone's needing to get in touch with you, where they're going to find you?
So add me on LinkedIn. You can message me on Facebook. Email me, Rochelle@gilburninvestmentgroup.com. It'll be good to hear from you.
Yeah, for all your property sourcing needs, make sure you get connected with Rochelle. And yeah, that's us, Rochelle. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, and I'm gonna sign off, and I'll catch up with you all later on. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.